Hi, Evan, James. I'm Rafa from Cartelera, Spain. How are you today?
What's
Doing
up,
good.
Rafa? How are you? I like Leonardo. He's my favorite turtle, but it's okay. We can keep going with this. It's fun. Let's do it.
Well, mine is Rafael for obvious
As it should be. As it should be.
yeah, I'll get that. Well, first of all, guys, congratulations on the spectacular comedic and visual display that the studio is. Evan, to start with you, as a big hard comedy fan, it's so special to see you and Seth directing together again after several years since the interview or preacher, I think. So tell me, how the studio fits in with all your previous comedies? How has that comedy tone of your tandem has evolved or maybe been refined or changed, and why?
A lot of the reasoning behind why and how we filmed the studio the way we did is just based on us wanting to do something new. We usually do a wide shot, medium, cross coverage, lots of improving, and then in the editing bay we create the funniest scene we possibly can. And that was our system for like feature films that were comedies that were made for wide releases. And we're playing in a different box with this TV show. And we wanted to do something that was highly engaging to us. So we had this idea to film with one camera, one lens, generally speaking, oneers or extremely long shots with a few stitch points that are oneer-esque. And it was fun to us because it was a challenge, because we still wanted to do what we do best, which is comedy and a good deal of improving and finding it in the moment. But we had to do it in a way where, yes, we can find it in the moment, but if we mess up, we're utterly screwed. And so it dictated who we cast and how we did everything. Just we had to commit to the jokes, and once we locked in on something, we had to stay locked in on it, and everyone involved knew, yeah, you can improv something, but if it's bad, you fucked everyone. So make sure to really put a lot of thought into it. So it kind of made everything, there was more pressure involved in every regard, but it, I think, made things even higher quality than our previous projects.
Yeah, that's the directorial point of view, but now I want what the producer has to say about that way of filmmaking. So James, how did you react when Evan and Seth told you they wanted to film this TV comedy in big, grandiose, long takes, knowing the production effort it would cause and how much easier it would have been to just, maybe make frenetic cuts, for example, or any other filmmaking way?
Or any other filmmaking way. I was, we're very good friends, the three of us, and so the tone in which they came to me to say this, I already knew that the decision had been made, and I got really excited. I think I really appreciate your point about seeing them direct again, as we've been partners now for almost 15 years. Like it struck me. I was like, oh, you guys haven't directed something together in a while. We hadn't worked closely as a threesome on one thing in a while. So that was all really exciting. I sort of take the audience point of view when I get that conversation, which is like, oh wow, like what's this gonna feel like? And I was certain it was gonna demand like a certain level of attention and like an interest from the audience. If we nailed it, like they would have to really pay attention to what's going on screen. And I thought that was a really smart way to sort of like deliver these stories of like, oh, you have to pay attention to what's happening, who's around the next corner, where's the joke going to come from, all of that. And I think that was exciting. And I genuinely thought that like the swing, the baseball term of like just trying something totally new, was worth whatever the risk was, because I think. When you go and try to make a show like this, you want people to feel like you're trying something that's really new and interesting. And I think that the style, before we even get to like the scripts and the story and the character and all that stuff, but the style was going to be a sort of a bar that we set. It's like, we're doing this, and everyone's like, oh, okay, that's different. I think that's smart. I think you got to try to stand out. In terms of there's a lot of things for people to watch, and all those cliches about attention and all the rest of it. I'm like, well, we're just like going at that. Like, you have to pay attention to this show and these stories because we're doing it this way. And I just thought it was a really smart idea. And when they came and told me, I'm like, you guys have already decided this, so like let's just figure it out.